I've just sold my SaaS business after growing it from scratch to over £1 million in subscription revenue. In total, the site attracted more than 18 million visitors, and we signed up more than 23,000 of those into paying customers. But we didn't spend any money on paid advertising. We did everything through SEO and organic content marketing. So in this video, I'm going to break down our exact SEO strategy and tell you the 3 things that I would focus on if I was growing a SaaS business again in 2026. The goal of any SaaS SEO strategy isn't traffic. It's signups and revenue. At Standout CV, our product was a CV builder. So our ideal customer was a job seeker who needed help creating a CV quickly, but was also fairly close to wanting to pay for a solution. And that's exactly the type of person you need to attract, whether your product is a high-cost B2B SaaS or a low-cost B2C app. One of the biggest mistakes that SaaS companies make is going after traffic without thinking about revenue potential. They see a keyword like, what is project management software? They see 7,000 monthly searches, and they think they've stumbled across a gold mine that is going to bring in thousands of leads every month, but it won't. People making searches like that are nowhere near making a purchase. They sit at the top of the sales funnel where users are just learning and researching. And visitors at this stage almost never convert, especially if you've got a high-priced product. And there's another problem. Over the last couple of years, AI has made this content even less valuable. If someone searches how to do email marketing, they'll now get an answer for that directly in AI overviews or in ChatGPT without ever clicking through to your website. And this is far from ideal if you're trying to grow a business. So if you actually want traffic that turns into customers, you need to focus further down the sales funnel where people are actively evaluating and buying products. The search volumes are lower, but the conversion rates are much higher. Informational content normally converts at less than 1%. So even if you attract 1,000 visitors, you might get 5 or 10 signups if you're very lucky. But with bottom funnel content, that can jump to 10 or even 20% sometimes. So just 100 visitors could potentially bring in 10 or 20 signups. We learned this quite early on at Standout CV, and middle funnel keywords drove 99% of all revenue. So instead of chasing all of the traffic in your niche, focus on the searches that customers make when they're ready to buy and build your SEO strategy around those. Once you've built a list of high intent keywords, the next step is to create content to serve those searches. But it's not good enough just to rank your content. It has to convert as well. Firstly, you have to understand the intent behind the searches so that you can create the right type of content for it. At Standout CV, our biggest revenue driving pages were our CV templates and examples. When we looked at what was already ranking for these terms, it was clear that people didn't just want advice here. They wanted to see real CV examples for inspiration and guidance. So we matched and beat all of the existing content out there. Where competitors had one basic looking CV, we created 4 high quality CV examples with interactive features and much more in-depth guidance. But we didn't forget about conversions. We treated those pages as if they were showcases for the product. We featured only CV examples that were created using our CV builder. We included lots of clear call to actions to try the product. And we spoke about how the CV builder could help users throughout all of the written content. All of this helped us to outrank global brands like Indeed, and more importantly, it helped us to convert visitors into customers. So if you want to apply this to your own SaaS, ask yourself, what is somebody trying to achieve with this search? And how can you help them do that better than anybody else? That will help you to build pages that not only satisfy the search intent, but also guide people towards a trial or demo of your product. And that is how SEO will drive continuous signups and revenue. If there's one thing that amplifies all of your SEO results and makes it much easier to rank content, it's domain authority, which is essentially how much Google trusts your website. At Standout CV, we were competing with global brands like Indeed and Adobe. So building authority was essential. And we did that by building thousands of backlinks and ultimately becoming one of the top 1% trusted websites in the world. Now, you probably won't need to do that much, but links are the main driver of domain authority, so link building is essential. But it's not just about volume. Links need to be from quality websites and relevant to your business. Any links outside of that are not worth pursuing. We started with manual outreach to small job websites, pitching things like guest articles, interviews, and podcast appearances. And this built us lots of early relevant links. That led to me earning regular guest slots with websites like CV Library, Forbes, and The Guardian, which built regular, consistent, high quality links. The challenge with this kind of manual link building is that it doesn't scale very easily. So to grow the site's authority further, we introduced linkable assets. Things like data roundups and industry studies that naturally attract links over time. This job interview stats piece we published has attracted more than 800 backlinks, including some from Business Insider and the Daily Mail. Linkable assets are an incredibly cost-effective way to grow your domain authority. And as we added more of them to Standout CV, our traffic and revenue really took off. And we found that once we reached a DR of 50, pretty much anything that we published in the CV space went straight to page one, literally overnight. So start with small targeted link building tactics to get the authority ball rolling, and then bring in more scalable, passive link attraction methods to take it to the next level. Turning organic traffic into a reliable acquisition channel isn't easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. But if you focus on high intent keywords, creating the best content in your industry, and building regular, consistent, quality backlinks, you will crack it. And when you do, it becomes a predictable source of signups and one of the most valuable assets in your business. If you want more help growing your SaaS business with SEO, check out some more of the videos on this channel, or head over to my agency website, LinkQuest, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Thanks for watching, and hope to catch you on the next video.